Hi, hello.
That ass is crazy, how you get that in those jeans. I say you kinda call me.
Oh my gosh, she tried it. I tried making like a fake brow piercing, but obviously it just looks like 2 dots of gel liner. So let's ignore that. Let's just do the entire video this way. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, final day of pony week. Very sad, very upset about it, but I had a really fun time doing it. A lot of hard work. There's a lot of late nights spent just sitting up editing, but anyway, it's fine. There's still quite a number of items in her collection left that I haven't talked about, but I figured for the last day of pony week, we would do the liquid lipsticks, more specifically the Stayfit matte lip colors, because I don't know, I feel like these are one of the more popular items as well from her line of makeup. What do I think of these? Not exactly like my favorite, my favorite formula of lipstick, but then again, I'm comparing it to the Kat Von D one that I have because that's like really the only other liquid lipstick that I have. This one, you need to put on, how do I explain? Okay, the formula of all of the liquid lipsticks are quite thin actually, but the thing is you can't put too thin of a layer. It's hard to explain. When you put on your first layer of these liquid lipsticks, you want to make sure you like really get a good coat, not just like a little thin coat, because if it's too thin, when it dries down, you have like a really beautiful color. But then this is just from my experience with liquid lipsticks. I feel like even though there are some that are more, people say, not as drying, they're all drying to some extent. Is that just me? Am I just thinking that? So in that regard, this is just my lips. But we get to that stage where it starts to like tighten up a little bit, because you already know, I always mention my butthole lips, but my lips are very, very dry and they're very liney and wrinkly. I know some people have very plump, filled out lips, so they probably won't experience this, but with my really liney, wrinkly, sensitive lips, when the formula dries and I like stretch my lips this way, the formula kind of splits. Does that make sense? So you want to make sure when you put on your first layer, you really get like into the lines and things like that. If you're like me and you have very liney lips, just like these liney eyeballs, not eyeballs, eyelids. But as you guys know, I never really wear liquid lipstick like fully, if that makes sense. It's only ever like in a kind of gradient, like just in the center. I never put like a really thick, full-on lip with liquid lipsticks, if that makes sense. I know Joan loves these liquid lipsticks, the ones that she has. And I've seen it before when we hang out and we're eating, we'll eat something really greasy, but it'll still be like on her lips. But she wears the liquid lipsticks like full on, like full pigment. I've used this color in a video before where I only add it to the middle. Using it in that way, it doesn't last very long because it's only like this tiny little bit that I kind of put in the center of my lips and I blend it out a little bit. So of course, when it dries down, it kind of like, when you think of the formula of a liquid lipstick, kind of like, this is a very bad explanation, but this is my hand, this is when it's like wet, and when it dries, it kind of like shrinks, if that makes sense. So when I put only a little tiny bit in the center, of course, it's not gonna last because it's this like little shriveled up color in the middle. I don't know, I really hope that makes sense. But they're quite long wearing if you put them on like quite full on. Like I said, the formula is thin, but if I try to layer it on more, I've tried layering it on like another layer before when I'm like playing around and swatching them on my lips, but I feel like it might just be because I already have a layer on my lips and it's dry, but it feels like really thick putting it on, so I get like subconsciously I get really worried that I'm like scratching off the bottom, the first layer of lipstick with the actual wand. That's not really the case, but yeah, that's only if I try to like layer it. I'm gonna live swatch all of these, so we'll see how it goes, and then I'll explain like each color. Also, right before I get started, I want to note that in my video, the unlimited cream shadow video, I mentioned that I have floor heating, and so at some point I often leave makeup on the floor, which is not a good idea. And so it'll be really warm. And at one point, the liquid lipsticks were on the floor, and when I was applying them, they were like warmed up by the heat of the floor, and they were a little streaky. And I learned from Kato Potato, who learned from Jeffree Star on Snapchat, that one way to relieve like streakiness with liquid lipstick is to put it in the fridge for like 30-40 minutes and then take it out and then let it sit so it gets back to room temperature. I did that and the formula went back to normal. It wasn't streaky anymore, but it still remained quite thin. And so yeah, anyway, we're gonna get started with the colors. And also, sorry for all the disclaimers, but it's really cold in Korea right now, and so my lips got really dry and chapped and the corner of my mouth split. But like, I feel like if I try to put lip balm in there, it's not really healing because it's remaining moist. But I don't know, if you know how to like, if you know what to do with these, can you like comment and tell me what to do, because it really hurts. So for this lip swatch, because it's a lip swatch, can you please like ignore that, please? Please. All right, I'm gonna start with the kind of nude shades. This one is gonna be Magnificent. This one is my favorite. So this color is very similar to the Kat Von D one that I have. Very, very similar. It's kind of like a nude shade that leans kind of like towards the coral side. Here you can see it's very matte, but the outside here is dry already. But I feel like when you put liquid lipsticks, the inside, I guess, takes a little longer to dry. You can see right there that there's a little bit of transfer right here. Might be because I didn't wait long enough for it to dry, but there you go. All right, next one is On Fleek. This one is kind of, it's a nude like this one, but this is definitely more of like that browny kind of nude, but it has that bit of like grayish tinge to it that was really popular. Maybe like, was it 2 years ago? We got really popular like that. It's a very like Insta-batty kind of color. This is On Fleek when it's dry. I let this one set a little bit longer than the last one. Oh, okay. So I was saying it's like that kind of like Insta-batty kind of gray beige nude, but it's more on like the warm side rather than like a cold kind of gray-ish beige, grayish. But this color's fucking gorgeous. I love this color. Oh my god, forgot to press the record button. This one is in Exceptional. This is Exceptional. It's a really, really bright neon orange. The formula on this one is a little bit thicker and it's a little bit streakier. I had to put another layer on, and even then it's still like, I feel like I can still see my lips underneath. I feel like this is definitely more of like a summer shade, and if you're a little braver, like the colors in this line aren't that crazy, especially compared to other lines that, you know, exist in the world. So I don't know, it's a really fun bright color, but it is streakier and a little patchier. Next up we have Splendid, a kind of, it's like the last color, like a coral, but it's a little lighter. Very bright neon coral. Just like the last one, she was a little difficult to work with. Quite patchy, a little streaky. I did have to put on another layer. I don't know if you can see this. He's looking crusty. It does make my teeth look a little whiter though. This is definitely another summer, I think. It's definitely another summer shade. Reminds me of Jeffree Star. Almost, in a way. Yeah, I don't really like the formula on this one. The color's alright though. Alright, next. Amazing. She's a bright one. She's definitely like a neon, like highlighter kind of pink. Again, another summer colors. But from what I remember, these lipsticks actually did come out in the summer, so that explains like the bright colors, I guess. This one, like the last two, is quite white based in color, and I feel like white based lipsticks tend to be like streakier and more patchy. Hopefully this will be a different story. We'll see. Not as bad as the last two, but it's still a tiny bit streaky. And I did put a second layer, but that didn't really help. The color reminds me a lot of Candy Yum Yum, I think it was, from MAC. Who's that one girl on YouTube though? Time the Infamous. Oh my god, I love her. It's pretty matte, but on the inside here, I feel like it's still quite tacky, even if I let it dry. Oh, you see that? Oh my god, it's looking crusty. I am so sorry. This one is so good. This is a badass color. Like the second shade, it has that kind of like, it's purple, obviously, but it has like a bit of that like, it's muted and almost like a grayish tinge about it. We'll see it on the lips. Bitch, yes. I believe Joan likes this color a lot. But yeah, it's just a muted violet. Really, really pretty for fall even. The formula was not as streaky as the last three. Sorry for like the terrible application. I did go in with a second layer because I feel like the pigment, when I got to the bottom lip, I could still see my lip color through, so I did add a second layer kind of to the bottom. Another Insta-batty color, I feel like. Oh my god, I'm excited because after we went through all like the fun colors, I guess, and now we're into like the, oh my god, yes! Here we have Flawless. This is like a classic red, but kind of like a classic tomato red, so it's quite bright. Oh my fucking, oh shit. Oh my god, it looks so good. This one also took the least amount of time to dry. And it's the most matte. This one, along with the other one, are definitely the most matte and velvety on. Oh, you need this one. You need this one. Classic red, but a little more bright because there's a tiny little wincy bit of orange in it. So it's more of that tomatoey red. Beautiful clap all year round lipstick. Love it. Oh my gosh, you guys. I know I said this one was my favorite, but like, I'm gonna be honest with you, this is like my absolute. I feel every person. Well, if you're interested in this, but you need to have this one. You need this one. This one is incredible. It's like I said, it's like the last one, very classic red, but this is more of like a blue red, like MAC Ruby. So it's gonna make your lips. It's gonna make your teeth look whiter, brighter, and it's just like a really flattering red. Like, it's beautiful. Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. This color makes your lips look so big and your teeth look so bright white. Oh, maybe one day I'll talk about why my teeth are like slanted this way in the video. I fell on my face when I was younger. But anyway, this is an absolute must-have for anyone. Honestly, you need this color in your fucking life. I've never felt this way about a product other than like base makeup, but this one, it's super smooth and pigmented. Absolutely no streaking, no patchiness. Only need to dip it. You only need, like, when you pull it out once, you don't need to dip back in, for me at least. It feels super soft, plush, and velvety. I don't know why this, I don't know. I feel like, I guess lighter, more bright colors are like that in nature, but oh, fuck. I'm just gonna stop talking. I think you guys know how I feel about this color. Alright guys, last but not least, we've got the deep, oh shit, I'm looking crusty now, I'm so sorry. Now we've got the deep dark color of the collection. Here we have Fantastic. This is my second liquid lipstick that I bought from Pony Effect. One complaint that I do have is some of the formulas can get a little like thick, and then they'll do this thing, and then when you close it and you squeeze, you twist it shut, it will seep out. So that's one thing to keep in mind. This one I had to clean off a little bit. Oh, I forgot to mention, why did I mention the smell? They all kind of have the sweet, like fruity, like cherry smell. Oh bitch, I done fucked up. As much as I love this color, it's so difficult to work with. It's like a dark black cherry. You can see right here, it's very patchy. It was quite sheer, so I had to really build it up. Now, you can use just one layer so you get like that deep, can you kind of see where it's like lighter in red here? You can get that kind of color, but I wanted to build up to like this color. So it took like 4 or 5 layers, but even then, I kept scratching off the bottom layers, so it was just so hard to build it up. Just like the red ones, it's soft and velvety and matte and finished, but I can't excuse like the level of difficulty when it comes to applying it. It's a shame though, because it's such a pretty color. It feels really soft, like it feels so interesting. It's like velvet on the lips. God, it's so fucking pretty. Aship ne. Sayang. Alright guys, so there was my review of the can't even fucking remember. Stayfit matte lip colors. To reiterate, my favorites are Magnificent and Buji. Incredible. These are amazing colors. Love them. It gets a little bit questionable when it comes to this range, but if you don't mind working with them and like layering and working hard to get your lip color looking right, then and this one, then they're all really pretty colors. Just make sure you really work it into your lips so you get like every like little bit inside, because you don't want it looking like cracking when you like stretch your lips when you're talking. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I will link them down below if you're interested, and I will see you guys next week when I stop talking about Pony Effect for now. Thank you guys that kept watching the videos throughout this week. I really appreciate it. So yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!
Girl, it's working. How you do it, you're doing it so perfect. This ain't nothing, you only scratch the surface. And I know it's gonna be worth it. Yeah, I know you don't want nobody else. And baby, you know I don't need nobody else. No. This is the game and you got the